If you're a business owner using YouTube to get clients and nobody's booking calls or buying, the problem is almost never your editing, your niche, or your camera setup. It's always your script. Most people skip the most important parts of scripting entirely, and I'm not just talking about the words you say. I'm talking about what happens before you ever write a single sentence and what happens at the end of the video when almost everybody has clicked off. So in this video, I'm giving you the exact scripting framework that we use at my agency step by step, so you can copy and paste this and use it for yourself to convert viewers into high-ticket clients. A lot of people will tell you exactly what to say or how to read from a teleprompter, but most people completely ignore the most important part, which is the pre-scripting process. If you don't understand your ideal client, and I'm not just talking about their age or country, I'm talking about their deep fears, their struggles, and what they're actually passionate about outside of work. If you don't understand any of that part, then your video is going to be background noise. You need to trigger an emotional response within the first few seconds. For example, let's say you're scrolling through Facebook Marketplace and you see an exact replica of a painting your late grandmother used to have in her house when you were a kid. You're going to stop scrolling, zoom in, and you're going to want to buy that piece of art because it triggered a deep emotional memory. This is exactly what your hook needs to do to your viewer, and once they feel understood, then they'll watch the entire video. Now that you understand the psychology and the pre-scripting process, now it's time to talk about the body of the script. What we like to do at our agency for 6 to 7 figure clients is split the script up into digestible, logical steps. For example, step 1, step 2, step 3, and so on. This does 2 things. First, it allows complex topics to be easily digestible, and 2, it allows you to control the open and closed loops. For example, let's say I'm making a video about how to make the perfect sandwich. First, you need to grab the bread that matches your ideal taste, but that ideal bread is useless unless you get the right type of meat to actually complement it. And you can't just have bread and meat, so you need the other things. You need lettuce, vinegar, tomatoes, salt, pepper, all that good stuff. You get the point. You just split up the information into digestible parts. But here's the secret. After each section, you don't just let the viewer go. You use a rope to keep pulling them in through the script, and this is what we call rehooks. A rehook is a micro transition that teases the next point before closing the current one. It is the single most effective way to boost viewer retention and keep viewers watching all the way through. Now here's a small section of the script that most people completely ignore, and that is the intermission. A quick 10 to 30 second segment in your video where you talk about what you do, how you can help, you drop a quick CTA, and then you get right back into the video. This is like the most effective way to get more clients for your business from YouTube videos. And it's kind of funny because every client I've worked with never had this before working with us. And only after implementing it did we start to get results like, yo, just booked a call from YouTube. Yo, just got a super warm lead and closed them from YouTube. Yo, just got a 15K deal from YouTube. These little changes make an enormous difference. And it works so well because the people who get hit with it are already invested into the video. They're not expecting it, so when you drop the CTA, they actually hear it. Unlike the outro where most people click off before they even get to hear what you do, how you can help, and to click the link below. So you always want to place this around the 25 to 30% mark of your video, then get right back into the content like nothing ever happened. And after the intermission, you just want to get right back into the body of the script. Now the outro is probably the simplest part in the entire process. First, you want to recap what you said in the video, all the most important parts. Then you want to give a really clear CTA, then you want to close out. And instead of telling them to book a call or the normal CTA that you usually give in your videos, you can hit them with 2 CTAs. So not just that one, but also maybe click this video on screen next because YouTube thinks you enjoy that video a lot more. I use a CTA all the time, and I do this because a video without a CTA or without, a continuation path leaves a dead end. So now you have the pre-scripting process, the hook, the intermission, the body, and the outro. But we're missing one more part, which is the post-scripting process. And this consists of a few things. First, you need to read the entire script once again out loud. And you have to do this because you need to actually make sure it sounds like you. You don't want to sound like a robot reading from a teleprompter. I had a client like this before and it didn't work out well. You want to sound like a serious operator who's speaking directly to a peer or like a friend. Think of it like a FaceTime call. Be natural and be yourself. Second, you want to check the transitions in the body of your script. For example, are they smooth or are they just really unnatural jump cuts? But most importantly, does every single sentence relate or attract your ideal client profile? If there's any part of the script that feels too broad or too generic, that's only going to repel them. So you just want to cut those parts out the script, because if it doesn't attract them, then it's going to repel them. And speaking to your ideal client profile directly is what's going to help you actually relate to them the most. Bring up only things that your ideal client would understand. So that is the scripting framework you actually need to start using to convert viewers into high-ticket clients. If you've already watched this far into the video, then you understand that this level of specificity is what separates a normal channel from a channel that actually prints cash. Now, if you're a coach, consultant, or agency and you're making over 30K a month and you want a YouTube system that brings you 30 plus qualified book calls every single month from YouTube, click the first link below to book a free call with my agency. We'll handle everything for you, including the strategy, ideation, scripting, editing, thumbnails, SEO, and posting. And literally all you do is record for 30 minutes a week. And if you want to learn more about how to get high ticket clients through YouTube, click this video on screen next because YouTube thinks you'll enjoy that video a lot more.